How are we doing tonight, guys? So we're not going to do any cocktails tonight, which is going to be weird. Don't laugh at me.
Coward.
By the way, be as loud as you like. Keep doing your thing.
Okay.
We have customers in the background.
Make a mixed drink.
That's like play Freebird. Yeah, I'm all for interaction. Just keep doing what you want to do. All right.
Okay.
All right. Ooh, we have a viewer. Nice. How are we doing tonight? So we're not going to be doing a mixed drink. I'm not going to show you how to do a mixed drink. We're actually going to get super nerdy tonight. And I'm going to talk about the beers that we have on tap at the castle. No. You signed up for this.
I didn't.
So I'm essentially just going to pour myself a beer flight. And I mean, usually when we do beer flights, our beer flights are what, like $10?
Yeah.
I forget.
Sure.
Okay. If you want a beer flight to go, toasttab.com/castlebeverly.com. You get 4 beers. I'm going to splurge and give myself a beer flight of 6 because
That's illegal.
We have 6 beers.
it's too late because we have 6 beers. But we do beer flights of 4, and you can have any of these 4 beers that we have on tap. They are all on the menu. I'm going to go through each one. I'm going to talk about each one. If you order a beer flight, you're going to get these 4 nifty little cups filled with the beers of your choice. It's just the gelato cups. And if you just want a beer to go, we have these. We have our coffee cups, so you can definitely order our beers to go.
It's very possible that if you order a beer, it might still come in the big cup because I don't know if we have lids for the gelato cups.
Are they the
That
same
too.
size
Yes.
These?
Are gelato cups the same size top?
Oh yeah, yeah. No, we have tops. Use the kitty cups, kitty cup tops.
Oh.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Exciting. I can just think of like a bunch of those kitty cup tops that big straw and you go.
Exactly. So, like I said, we're gonna get kind of nerdy tonight with the beers. Not incredibly. I'm not gonna bore anyone to death. I have right here the Oxford Companion to Beer. This book it's literally a beer Bible. It has everything you need to know about everything you need to know about beer. They also make one for wine, and I think they also make one for whiskey. I'm not entirely sure. But if you go to like sommelier or in the beer's case, Cicerone classes, this is probably what they'll end up giving you. So nobody's watching right now.
Not even me.
Not even. I know. Tom, get on there. Oh no, we got people. I lied. Welcome.
Yeah, you have to say
You
sorry.
know that, right?
I know. Sorry. Another reason why I'm doing this is because a very unpopular thing is beer going into cocktails. Are you gonna string? No, because I have that on the camera. You can't do that. That's gonna confuse people. It's gonna confuse me. It's gonna be like that scene from Spaceballs we're looking at now. What was I saying? Tom, why do you do this to me? Eventually, what I want to do is go into beer cocktails because we don't talk about. I mean, beer cocktails are delicious, and you need to know that they are delicious. So we're gonna make some beer cocktails at some point. I guess we can get started. So like I said, these are the tap line. These are what we have on tap right now. The menu needs to be there. What are you doing?
But you're gonna be up there.
No, I don't want to be up there. Jesus.
Oh, wait. That was a previous one. My bad.
Previously on Castle Cocktail. Just keep the menu up, please.
All right.
All right. So on tap, the taps haven't changed out a lot just because of the pandemic, but they're all still super delicious. We have Notch left of the dial IPA. We have Jack's Hi Blake. We have Jack's Abbey Copper Legend Oktoberfest, Space Cake Double IPA, Gentilly Bastion Brown Ale, which is a porter. We have Stormlong Cider, which isn't technically a beer, but we're gonna still talk about it because it's delicious. And then we have Mighty Squirrel Velvet Moon. I believe that's a Imperial Stout. I'm not entirely sure. It's a stout. If you guys want to talk at all, interact at all, ask questions at all, what's up?
I don't think you live on Facebook.
No, I can't.
I'm not?
Yeah, I can't get in the stream.
So
Really?
I also got the same thing.
Okay.
No,
Forgive me for a
I
second.
take it back. I lied.
Oh, I'm on.
Probably, yeah. No, you're live.
Okay.
It was minimized on my phone.
Okay. I was gonna say, oh no.
I did.
I did.
So I have pages marked on each of these beers, except for Stormalong. Ciders are not in here,
Do you know?
which is the weirdest thing because it has literally everything in here. It has old ads from like the early 1900s on beer. It's got some really pretty artwork in here too. I would highly recommend this book. You can probably get it on Amazon. Yeah, look, old beer labels. And like, I know we have a lot of artists and people that like this kind of stuff on, look, a beer flight. We're going to be doing that tonight. We have a lot of art people that watch these streams. And the art in this book is really pretty. And when I do a lot of my art and design work,
Otherwise, you're like,
I take a lot of inspiration from beer labels and stuff. All right, let's start drinking beer. Right?
You're here.
love it.
All right, so I'm just gonna pour the beers. I'm gonna line them up in the order that they're lined up, and then I'm just gonna talk about each one. So forgive me for a second. I'm gonna have my back turned. Please don't steal any of my stuff.
Oh god.
Alright.
I forgot that was connected. And the string started playing from here.
It's fine, first of all. We'll miss those again.
You good?
There was a time that there was a time.
Oh,
that
geez.
You,
There we go. We're good.
Miss a lot.
you missed.
So one thing you're gonna notice
Out
about
like 3
every beer that I pour,
Try.
I've been pouring beer here for a while, so I feel like I'm well practiced. I don't really spill a lot, but the style of beer will greatly determine the head that you get, which is really interesting. There's a beer style from Belgium called the Saison, which is one of my favorites, and you get like that much beer and then that much head, and that's just because of the beer. It's not bad pouring; it's just the way the beer is made.
So no head.
Some beers you don't. The Velvet Moon will not give you a head.
Because it's like as thick as chocolate syrup.
Yeah. Usually with higher ABV beers, you don't get as much of a head. That was just a bad pour.
Mr. Experience beer pour.
I thought I knew, but apparently I don't.
3. Thank God.
There we go. I know the colors are like almost the same shade. There's like a subtle difference. Glasses.
Fraternal feud. The player who has the strength advantage chooses 2 cards from the opponent's hand. And places them
There we go.
on
We're starting to get into
the
darker beer territory.
Roger.
So, do I just take 2 cards from your name?
Then we have our cider. And
No.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say.
yeah, look at that. It's just
Okay.
More
Yeah.
It
oil.
should be punished.
Yeah.
yeah.
If I roll.
If you like dark beers, I would highly recommend this one.
You want to one.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do. Okay.
Nice question.
Get out of here. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go down the line. If I forget which beer that I'm drinking, I can literally just turn around because I did it based on each lever.
I don't have any buildings.
I'm going to go into the beer Oxford Beer Companion because I don't know that much about beer, so this is going to be a learning curve for both of us.
Oh, it doesn't know much about beer.
It'll say building. See these?
I don't. I really don't.
This is first.
Ellie, I'm not going to chug them all right now. That is not a good idea. And while we're talking about beer, I'm going to talk about each one. I need the prices. Hey Blake,
Good job.
could you switch out the beer menu on the screen because I need to know the prices.
Oh, right.
It's fine.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, no, Ellie, I'm not going to chug them all right now. Then we wouldn't have a show.
After the show.
comes after. Exactly. Thank you. I'm gonna have another cheat sheet right there, and it's gonna tell me all the prices of each beer, so in that way, like, unfortunately, we do have smalls and talls.
No, one of my cards.
We do that here in house. We only do smalls to go, just because we only have the one size cup. You can definitely. You good? Thank you.
That's okay, you're only 1 point away from winning.
Awesome.
anyway.
So,
one resource.
I can talk about now. I can definitely talk about each beer, the prices that we have, the ABV of each beer.
Good.
I was
I have a
actually
cheat
wondering, can I
sheet.
get one of those?
Yeah, of course.
Whatever it's
take
called.
the
We're all good.
Thank you.
And then I'm going to talk about kind of like what an IPA is, what a double IPA is, what an Oktoberfest is, all that stuff.
I should take notes.
Yeah,
That's a good.
it's class time.
Did you? Oh, you.
Oh god, not when you said it like that. Never mind, I take it back.
Oh no, I
And I
was.
get one of
I'm not going to
I've
school
lost
right now, I'm getting paid.
respect
trade ships.
to go to school.
On trade.
Big brain moment. All right,
What are we doing?
I do.
Oh, you have a wood.
we
Maybe
drink
that's
a
why I
lot.
thought I had a wood. You have.
Man, I like
It's just like a real
Have a
professor.
Anyways, what about you?
Okay, so
Oh, I
we're gonna start off with
It's. I didn't.
Not
I
Fun to the Dial IPA.
And it was just.
So I'm gonna open the book and we're gonna learn about IPAs.
What is that?
I'm not gonna go too crazy into it. I personally just want to know. I have a lot of dog ears going on here. That's a stout.
Which I know what you're gonna say.
IPA should be right here.
I don't know.
Okay,
I have to
so-
wait till the end of your turn. Or is it mine?
As a lot of y'all know, IPA stands for India Pale Ale.
Oh no, it's the end of my turn.
This beer is notably very hoppy, and it's very
I'm
like
gonna get.
Wait.
IPAs tend to vary in ABV. So you'll get pale ales, which is like the lowest ABV form of this category of beer. Then you'll have your India Pale Ales, which is what I'm
No, I
going to
didn't
do.
hear
that.
So right now, 2, 4, 6.
No, it's India.
Sorry. 2, 4, 6.
It says it right here in the book.
Let's just keep going.
Sorry, I haven't
Well,
gone
no,
to
sorry,
school.
I want to win my goal.
Yeah, 3 lines.
Never
Okay,
mind.
I'm gonna go down a
Right,
rubber
my
lip,
favorites.
and I'm gonna
Double
go
IPAs are some of my favorites too. I love IPAs, and I love double IPAs. I love black IPAs.
I love the
And
I love the flavor and I love like the bitter
The bite,
bitter
yeah.
flavor of it.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna be drinking 2 of my favorite categories of beer right now. So I mean, they're all, in a sense, they're all my favorite.
that's all I
Okay,
can do. Go
so,
for it. Have a blast.
let's see.
Maybe I'll leave it.
A lot of this became popular during the British Empire, when Britain was kind of conquering or just settling or colonizing India, whatever they were doing, spreading disease, whatever British people do. And having the higher ABV beers let it last longer, higher preservatives. The hops also helped with preserving the beer. And it just ended up becoming a really popular beer in that region. And then in the 19th century, a lot of IPAs started getting imported to the States, and a lot of craft breweries, just mostly craft breweries, ended up liking the taste. So they just started making IPAs. IPAs became very popular in craft breweries. Most IPAs, according to this, started off as just pale ales. So we're just tasting kind of like a stronger version of what they had in Britain, or in the British Empire, India. Yeah. So, unfortunately, in the book, they don't talk about double IPAs, but I do know a little bit about double IPAs. In an IPA, you get a lot of hops. In a double IPA, the double comes from like matching the amount of hops with the amount of malt. So, you look confused.
Oh my.
Where's the shaker? There it is. Sorry,
Oh.
I lost the shaker.
Okay. Blake's making cocktails tonight. Blake, you're going to take over the show next week.
I wanna.
So basically, a double IPA, you get a crap ton of hops, and that's your IPA. A double IPA just doubles the amount of malt to meet up with the amount of hops that's in there. And you have a double IPA. Also, double IPAs are like high per ABV. Actually, I can tell you right now, the notch left of the dial is 4.3% ABV. And this is the Clown Chew Space Cake. Yes, Blake is being called up to the board by Professor Steve.
Not even the sound.
The Clown Shoe Space Cake, which is the double IPA we're drinking tonight, is 9%, so double.
Oh, we told me this setup.
How much is Boom Sauce usually? Boom Sauce is my go-to
I
double
think
IPA.
it might be.
I think it's like a 9.8, almost 10. Yeah.
Together.
I can actually look it up for you.
Thank you very much.
Now, thank you.
Boom sauce or boom sauce?
Boom Sauce. We actually used to carry Boom Sauce here. We don't anymore. We do have also double IPA. We also have a bunch of bottles and cans, which you can also order on Toast, toasttab.com/thecastlebeverly.com. All the beers are on the menu. All of these are on the menu. None of these you have to write notes for. So.
It says 7.8
Oh,
on the website.
maybe it is 7.8. I thought it was higher.
That sounds wrong.
Yeah.
7.8.
That's weird. Okay,
Yeah, you know.
so a double IPA just kind of makes up for the amount of malt that's missing from an IPA. It's still all that does is for some reason it just intensifies the flavor of the hops, which I find really strange, but it gives it a lot more bite and a lot more character, and I love them so much. So, I guess
You're in school, you're getting bullied.
I am.
I didn't even know it.
Am I getting bullied?
By me, I just call you a nerd.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
all.
Okay. I didn't hear you. All right, so we're gonna taste these. We'll taste this one first. So this is the Notch Left of the Dial IPA. We have this on tap here at the castle. If you want to order one to go, toasttab.com/. Attention. If you want to order one, stop it. Are you throwing corn kernels?
No.
Hey, we're gonna have to sweep that up and close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just jealous because.
You get to drink beer.
Yeah. So Notch Left of the Dial here on tap at the castle. I swear to God, I'm terrified now. If you want to order this beer specifically, it costs $8 for one of these pints, and we can ship it to you. I think we recommend that you order food with it. Food pairings with IPAs, I usually go with burgers.
I recommend that you order food with it. You require that you order food with
Oh,
it.
do we still require it?
Yeah, stay long.
I don't think it is anymore. Last time I checked.
I haven't been told.
I haven't been asked to order food in a while, but I wouldn't know.
Seems regular.
You got it.
Police illegal. Arrest him.
If I'm wrong, Blake is going to correct me, but
And that's normal, but yeah.
that's fine. Yeah. But yeah, if you want to order this IPA, Notch Left of the Dial, we have our smalls on tap for to go. And they are, crap, how much did I say? $8 for a pint. We also do have the $10 beer flight. So if you want to try 4 of these beers, you can order toasttab.com/thecastlebeverly.com a beer flight, and you'll get 4 of these nifty little cups with.
Still in effect.
It is. Okay, I was wrong.
Punished.
What did that
I don't know.
Okay. Then there's a few restaurants that I've been to that have broken some laws. Not here at the castle, though. We are law-abiding citizens. Blake just gave me the thumbs up. So we're going to try Notch Left of the Dial. Not that I'm not familiar with it, but it's also been a minute since I've
What's
tried
this gonna be like?
I know. What's this going to be like? It's not like I don't drink it all the time. Well, not all the time, but.
It doesn't really.
So I guess we can talk about the color, too. It's just kind of, these are pretty much identical. You can kind of see the light. The Notch is probably a little less hazy than the Clown Shoes. The Clown Shoes seems a little bit lighter.
You should carry hazy IPAs. Those are also one of my favorites.
Hazy IPAs are really good. I mean, we do rotate our taps, so we probably will. We had crap, what was it called?
Bubble Fun.
So,
I forget what Clown Shoes hazy IPA was called.
I don't remember it yet.
you can.
So, Notch Left of the Dial.
Because today is it's a plain.
I know with IPAs, you usually get like a spectrum between citrusy and hoppy. I mean, either way, it's going to be hoppy. But you're going to get more of a citrusy or more of a bitter. This one kind of lands more on the citrusy side. So it's going to be a little bit sweeter.
Stop.
Pardon me for a second.
Get away. This is abuse.
Stop it. Stop it. You have too much privilege.
Okay, good.
Okay. So this usually lands on the citrusy side, so it is going to be a little bit more sweet, a lot less bitter, a lot less bite. So if you're new to IPAs, I would highly recommend this. Yeah, it's just really smooth as far as IPAs go.
Put them in a
And
gradient.
what?
Tell me if
Should
I
put them in a gradient.
No, no,
They're not
what you're
ordered.
thinking.
Question.
You're right, they're not. Yeah, I can't really do a gradient, unfortunately. If I would, that would look really cool, though. And the darkest one just right there. We're gonna keep things in line, so I'm gonna forget. Like, if you mess up the flow, I'm gonna be so mad.
That's your flow.
You messed my flow.
No. Well, yeah.
So that I know that you did it.
So yeah,
Yeah,
if you're gonna get this, I would highly recommend you get a classic burger. That's
correct.
once in a while I will come here just as a patron, and I will definitely get a classic burger with this IPA. So yeah, I guess we can move on to the next one. Right here we have the Clown Shoes Space Cake Double IPA. So this is going to be a little bit more. It's going to have a little bit more of a bite, a little bit more flavor, and double the ABV. So this one I'd probably also recommend with like a burger, any red meat, or not really red meat, but like fried food, fried food. Fried food. Fried, yeah, food pairings, my
Are
guy.
there specific like food pairings with alcohol?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's nothing you have to do it. This is just what I like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, if you have, like, if you drink your IPAs with like ice cream, like if it makes you happy, do it, dude. Just doesn't make me happy.
Be nice.
So
Couldn't you say it?
Yeah.
everything good?
Ignore what we're doing.
Okay. Very confusing. Tom, can you come here and confirm something for
I
me?
can always come here and confirm something when it applies to booze.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna give you one of these, and
So they were.
I didn't notice this until now. I just took a sip of that and I just tasted banana.
From the Clown Shoes?
Yeah,
This one's the Clown.
that one's the
The
clown.
second
You're
one
just
poured,
clowning
that's
us.
not the Jack Daddy.
That's not. Oh damn, that is the Jack Sack. Oh my god. See my cheat sheet, my own. So that's the Clown Shoes.
H.
So the Jack's Abbey tastes like
That's
banana.
not Clown Shoes. That's not an IPA.
Yeah. I just took a sip and I was like, wow, that got.
That's not the way I remember it tasting.
Yeah, I definitely taste banana in there.
Yeah.
But that's not an IPA.
Okay.
I don't even know what kind of thing this
So we're gonna pretend.
Oh, it's not my
No, I'm just kidding. So
Yeah.
every time I held this beer up and said, hey, this is a double IPA, I was wrong. This one's a double IPA. And they are not at all similar in color. So,
Sorry.
I mean, they're kind of similar. This one's a little bit darker. A lot of darker. So we'll move on to the next beer. This is the Jack's Abbey Oktoberfest. Where did I put the book?
You literally didn't say that. With as far as
I guess no. What am I doing? I should switch these and compare the double IPA and then go for the Oktoberfest. So, double IPA. Yeah. So the malt just kind of mellows it down a little bit. It still has a lot of bite. You can definitely get the alcohol. It's not a bitter double IPA though. This one goes down really smooth as well. But it's not as hoppy as this one. But there's still, it's got some character.
They frequently sell the, I think it's the Bubble Farm in a regular can size. If you're not interested in
Oh,
drinking
gee.
tall boys,
Oh yeah.
which are much easier to get through.
D1.
So you're not just sitting there sipping a warm beer for like half an hour.
Oh, good.
That's
And
fun.
they come in the big packs.
F1?
That's nine, sorry.
So following the order of
No,
the
no,
tap
I said
line,
one.
I technically skipped over this one.
No, you already said.
Now, like I said before,
Oh, I meant to
this
say
is an
G.
Oktoberfest, which is a German style beer. this is from Jack's Abbey. Jack's Abbey is known for making craft
Oh my
lagers.
God.
Clown Shoes is actually the sister company to Jack's Abbey, and
What
they
do
make the
mean
ales.
it's not a thing?
I actually found that out here.
Oh.
I didn't know. It was
No.
really cool. So these two are technically the same company. They make ales, they make lagers. And an Oktoberfest is a lager style of beer.
Then you can
I'm
get
not-
your ships on range, your ships already.
Yes.
Yeah, but one of them is not.
Are they
They're-
like owned by the same?
yeah, they're owned by the same.
Okay.
Kind of like Saucer and
Because I
Google.
would have told
Yeah.
you this. It's not-
So I'm not going to go into the difference between an ale and a lager because that's just too much.
B9.
I'm more so doing this for A, me, and B. It's funny.
Not around, but like.
Where
conscious
is?
of-
I dog-eared one of these onto Oktoberfest. Is that it? Nope, that's stouts. We got this. We're doing great. P. Elemento P. Oktoberfest.
What's the place next to Saucer? Like the fancy restaurant.
Okay, so Oktoberfest. It's called the Oktoberfest because it's named after Germany's beer festival. Locally, it's just called Weizen, which literally it means the meadow. German's largest folk festival. It's a 2-week event, so it's just 2 weeks of beer.
I know, I didn't
Um,
care about where it's.
The first Oktoberfest was in 1810. There's a whole lot. It takes place in October. It takes place in October.
I know.
And usually that's just when a bunch of German breweries just kind of share their beer with everybody. And
Terry.
Terry's like, I've had enough of class.
Yeah. Terry
Can we
gets
have class
attention
outside next time?
So
Hello?
this is basically just to kind of highlight like the German like characteristics of a German lager. They usually come out with this in October. You can still get it in cans and stuff. It smells like banana. It just reeks of banana. It's weird. I know that.
Jack's Abbey?
Yeah,
Wow.
but it's also really bready. So I guess the best way I can describe it from the nose and the mouth, it just tastes like banana bread. It's banana bread.
Fun fact, I did find a banana bread beer at Total Wine.
I did too.
It's horrible.
It's.
I don't care what you say.
I was gonna say that too.
It does taste like banana bread.
Yeah.
And that's why it's bad.
Yeah.
Not because banana bread is bad. It is inferior to.
Usually when people try to make banana bread flavored things, it doesn't end up as good as they hope. Except for my friend who fat washed Johnny Walker Black with banana bread. It turned out really good. I would highly recommend that.
Yeah. Don't buy the banana bread beer.
Don't buy the banana bread beer.
Never good.
Unless you really like the banana bread beer, then go for it.
9.
But Jack's Abbey, on the other hand, it unintentionally tastes like banana bread, at least in my opinion. If my opinion's wrong to you,
Okay.
please correct me. But
Finally.
on the nose, I just get banana. And
Is that how it's advertised?
no, it's not.
Is
Not-
it just Jack's Abbey Oktoberfest?
Jack's Abbey Oktoberfest, yeah. It's a really smooth beer. It just tastes like a beer, you know, like when you think of the word beer, this is what you taste. Whenever it comes out seasonally, but they have so much that they just they don't have enough. They can't keep up with demand. Well, they do keep up with demand. They overdo it. They produce a lot, and then they just have a year's worth of Oktoberfest to sell. So it's a really good beer. Every time it comes out, I always get it I always get the 18 pack when it comes out. It's a really good beer for the fall. It's really good for outside by a campfire. I'm going to say that about a lot of beers because that's what I like to do with beer. So. Jack's Abbey Oktoberfest. That clocks in at 5.7 ABV. And if you want to buy
At this point.
a pint, it's going to be 8.5, or you can get it in $10 beer flights.
It's not the Copper Legend, is it?
It's the Copper Legend.
Okay.
Oktoberfest Copper Legend. Or Copper Legend.
Whatever. That.
Copper Legend Oktoberfest.
Right there.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. See, this is why I was bad in school.
Yeah. So this is the Jack's Abbey Copper Legend Oktoberfest.
Oh, interesting.
Copper Legend being the title, Oktoberfest being the style.
It is my turn, right?
A lot of German-style breweries will make an Oktoberfest beer. And this one is just really good. I think Sam Adams does it too. And their Oktoberfest beer is really good.
Fun fact, not actually made in Massachusetts.
It's not.
Yeah.
What does exceedingly drinkable mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I just don't like the idea of something being like very drinkable,
Probably.
as opposed to like not
it's-
drinkable.
That was not very hoppy or
Does it
bitter.
just mean
It's
that
really not.
smooth?
Yeah,
Which is-
it's
yeah.
super smooth, super sweet. It's kind of like I'm not gonna say dessert beer.
Then just say that. Don't call it drinkable. Sorry, that made me angry.
I'm sure. So
You're as angry as I was at the drinks
As a
last
banana.
we're gonna move on. I know we already covered this beer taste-wise, just because I wanted to compare it to the other IPA. I'm not gonna drink it again. I'm just gonna talk about it, at least as far as the capsule goes. That's Clown Shoe Space Cake, also owned by the Jack's Abbey Brewery. That's our double IPA, and it clocks in at 9%, and you can get one of these pints for $10, or you can get it in a $10 beer flight. And you'll get one of 4 beers. Toastab.com/thecastleberkeley.com.
Order one now and Steve will pour it for you on stream.
Right? If you order one right now, I'll pour it for you, which isn't really that special. But it's special to me because I get to do it for you.
And also tip your bartender.
Hey, speaking of segues, tip your bartender. You can support me directly on Venmo at Steven-Rudin. I would really appreciate the support.
Today's stream is sponsored by Stephen, A Better Way to Drink.
Yeah.
I just wanted to double check.
Oh, the
Kind of
earphones?
surprise, yeah.
Okay, thank you. All right, so we can put these guys aside. We know about these guys. If you have any questions as to, hey, what's that one? And I'll just start doing this. I'll talk about it again. It doesn't really matter.
You really need to get that.
We do. We really do.
We could have made those in the 15 minutes you were
And that-
waiting.
We could have. So, up next is Gentilly. So Gentilly is a really good brewery that is right next door. So this brewery, they opened up right next door. They do a lot of Belgian style beers. They do a lot of Irish and English style beers. And this is their Bastion Brown, which is actually made with our coffee. This is, I know, this is one of my favorite beers. It's like this.
Customers take priority over.
Yeah, exactly.
I did it.
Go ahead, say hi.
They can already hear
You
my
ordered
voice.
No, I have no red pack. I have one short.
So,
though, but at the end
because
of the
this is
game-
made with coffee, I it's
Have a good night, you too.
you too. I don't know if brown ales are in here. This is the Bastion Brown Ale by Gentilly. And
No.
Gentilly, like I said, is an amazing brewery right next door to us. And again, this beer is actually made with our Bastion Dark Roast coffee.
I'm the one who ground it.
Yes. I think I actually did it last the time before you.
Well, yeah, the
This one is
the one that we will get, the next keg that we will get, will be the one that I
Yeah.
ground.
Why do you
So that means
call
I
it
ground this
like-
one.
Jay, one.
Why do you call it
My beer. It's my beer.
This one's my beer though.
The
'Cause
one
I ground this
never
coffee.
had an entire drink in my life, or my liver would explode.
You know, it'd be cool if we could get them to come over on a live stream and show off some of the beers that they
Oh,
make.
that'd be
Oh,
cool.
they should. That'd be really cool. Maybe I'll try to talk to them
No,
and see
you
if
can.
they
Petition
want to
them.
do that. Yeah. No, they just came out with a new line too, and
Oh, that'd be perfect.
they actually came out with a Belgian pale ale, which combined two of my favorite things. I love Belgian beers and I love IPAs and pale ales. They combined the both of them, and it was God so good.
A BPA.
A BPA. So brown ale just means it's ale and it's brown. That's literally what I'm reading here. So we're gonna skip that and move on to porters. Porter, because I think this is also technically a porter.
No.
What are you doing?
Conducting.
I thought I just got.
Thanks for watching this stream. I appreciate you watching me flip through a book.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I know, right? Thank you.
Loyal patrons.
If
Porter.
you go online now, you can spend $10 to get front row seats at the next live stream.
That's no, We're not doing that.
On Venmo, go to Thomas Dash.
G3.
Please tip your local bartender. Tip your bartender at Stephen Rudin on Venmo.
Not Tom.
No.
So,
You said B
Porter.
word.
Porters were around since the 1700s. Did you know that? It started off in the American Revolution. Let's see. Oh, it was London, England, trying to appeal to the colonists during the Revolution. They were like, "Hey, you're not paying enough money for us for beer, even though we tax the out of everything.
More money.
More money." And the English weren't buying a lot of beer, and no, the Americans weren't buying enough beer. So the English were like, "Hey, what if we make something that's really good?" And America was like, "Maybe." And then they did, and it was really good. But England got a lot of money for it, and there is literally 3 pages on what a porter is.
4.
And I never followed that.
Is that why it's called a porter? Because it would enter the United States through ports?
Yes, actually, yes. Yes, yeah. Holy crap, nice job.
See, that's the one part of school that I was good at. Vocabulary. I know
So-
how words work.
This day and age, in breweries, porters are typically made with coffee or chocolate. Kind of like, I don't think stouts are technically made with chocolate. I don't really know. We're gonna find out though. Porters are, they're just usually this day and age, they're really coffee based, which I think this is not really a porter. It's a brown ale before it's a porter, but I think porters. That's why I have the book, but I should have been reading more. I believe a porter is a type of brown ale, and nowadays porters are usually made with coffee and chocolate and stuff. Now this porter, or this brown ale, Bastien Brown Ale by Gentili. Follow them on Instagram. It just reeks of coffee, but in a really good way. If you like coffee, you're gonna love this beer. I love coffee. It's my morning ritual. It's my every 3 seconds
Steve
ritual.
walks in here at 8 p.m. and goes, "Hey, do you get me coffee?"
And Blake was like, "Nope, we have tea," and I was like, "Good enough."
Don't support an addict. Tip Thomas Dashirasi at Venmo.
I'm not gonna spend the tip money on. Okay,
That's a lie.
probably. So yeah, it just smells like coffee. It smells like a really good morning coffee. I'm also getting some like, I'm getting some raspberry notes in there too.
Yeah, I know.
And, like, cherry
Can
notes.
you just stop describing alcohol in ways that I like? Because I can't have it.
Ha! Well, here's the thing about coffee though. Here's the thing about coffee though. A lot of the times, coffee actually has notes of. A lot of people find that coffee has notes of cherry, raspberry, stuff like that. So
I'm sorry.
I'm probably getting that from the coffee before I'm getting that from the beer.
Oh, I guess another thing Blake doesn't drink.
It was a 50.
Yeah, I can drink coffee. I
So
just
now
don't
we're
like it.
both on.
You're not helping me.
Man,
You just drink raspberries.
this tastes like it just smells like a really.
Not me stealing the raspberries. That one live stream.
It just smells like a really fruity coffee. It's so good. Like, yeah, a gay coffee. Yeah.
C2.
This was said by a gay person. The castle
So
is
it's
not
fine.
homophobic.
Steve Waters, don't support a homophobic man. Send your tips to Thomas
I just-
Dash.
Stop trying. You go in the kitchen. Go in the kitchen.
Me too.
I let you drink my drinks every week, and this is the thanks I
I have
get.
a couple.
I'm excited to drink the amalgamation of all of these.
Now
I
you
am
would
too.
have to be our teacher.
Welcome back
Okay.
to school.
C1.
So that was the Bastien Brown by Gentili.
D7.
That clocks in at 5.2 ABV,
C3.
and you can get a small for $6. So this is actually one of the cheapest beers we have on the menu.
You're gonna get some
Um,
yourself. So you guess.
What I want to make very clear is price on any form of alcohol usually
Oh my
isn't
God,
a
it's
marker
right
on quality.
there.
It's a marker on rarity.
That is so
Um,
sad.
You
I
said-
mean, obviously these beers
I know.
aren't rare, but they are more well known, therefore they have a higher price. Gentili is so far my favorite out of the four. I just want to make that clear. And also that's just my personal preference. If you like IPAs, get the IPA. I'm just letting you know that just because it's the cheapest beer on the menu doesn't mean it's the worst beer on the menu. It is a really good beer. Like I said,
Or no, I had one where you break a lot.
I was just looking at what the most expensive was, and it's the Space Cake.
Yeah,
it has a
yeah,
high
that's because it
ABV.
has a high ABV. Yeah.
Oh.
Um,
I was trying to
Gentilly makes amazing beers, and like I said, they live right next door to us. Shop local and get some amazing beer. I've never had a bad beer from them, so God, I could talk forever about their beer. And Bastien Brown happens to actually be one of my favorites. So that's the Bastien Brown. I guess we can just move on to the next beer. This is the Stormalong cider.
That was fun.
Another thing too, all these beers are based in Mass. In fact, more specifically, the North Shore. So we mostly get local beers.
This one is made in Waltham.
I think you're right. Yeah.
I know the rest for Jack.
What?
Yeah. Probably. Yeah.
Well, Jack's Abbey is Salem.
Jack's Abbey is Framingham.
Framingham.
I don't think we have any Salem beers. No, we don't. We have Notch.
Left of the dial.
Notch. Yeah.
Not just Salem.
Not just Salem. These are both Framingham. This one's Beverly.
Clown Shoes is Waltham. That's where the brewery is.
That's where the brewery is? Okay. I know, but they are both owned by the same person. I don't know where Stormalong's based from. I know it's based in Mass.
Waltham has a surprising amount of breweries.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Massachusetts in general is just a beer state.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about cider. Now, the only thing I know about cider is it's made out of apples. And that's what we're going to go with. I couldn't find anything in here about cider, and that's okay. Cider is still really good. Cider,
Fun fact, you can make it in college if you buy apple cider.
Yes.
Mix it with, I think, some sugar and yeast and put it under your bed for like 2 months.
I'm not going to lie, my roommate and I, we did that with orange juice
I
and
did it by
just
mistake.
yeast. Yes. Actually, we did too. Back when I was in Boy Scouts. This is going to be a, yeah, right?
Cam did it successfully once, and then tried it 2 years after that and failed both years.
That's
the
really
second
funny.
time, it exploded in front of their dad.
That is so funny. Back when I was in Boy Scouts, we had, you know the Martinelli's,
Yeah.
like sparkling cider? We had that in a cooler for 2 years.
Oh no.
And we found it and we were like, oh my God, this is going to be so good. And we popped it open and all you can smell is just bread.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, you don't want to let it go for too long because then it just starts going bad.
but if you want a really good sparkling cider for if you want a really good cider for yourself, just buy a bottle of Martinelli's and wait 2 years.
It's just how it came, right?
Cider is just, hard cider is just fermented cider. Hard cider actually came before soft cider. So,
That's really funny.
yeah.
They were like, what if we make this non-alcoholic? And everything else is like, why?
Pretty much. That's,
They'll be ready to drink hard
hard cider was actually one of the first fermented beverages in America.
Yeah, because it happens naturally very frequently.
Yes.
Apples and pumpkins that, just start rotting will ferment. There's actually a lot of videos of squirrels eating a fermented pumpkin and then being very drunk.
My best friend's dad used to work at an agricultural school that was in the Norfolk County, and you know how cows have 4 stomachs? If you feed a cow an apple, it will get drunk because it ferments in the 4 stomachs.
That's really funny.
Yeah,
I
My
like
best
that.
friend got his dad a brewing kit for Christmas.
lucky bastard. Hey, support me on Venmo so I can buy a brewing kit at Stephen-Rudin.
No, we have 4 different beers and we'll review them on stream.
Yeah.
That too. And also don't forget, please order all of these beers, toasttab.com/thecastlebeverly.com. We have them available in these pint cups, and we're going to be doing flights, $10 flights in these little cups. When you buy a flight, it's $10, and you have your choice of any 4 beers or cider. We also, I should advertise this, we have these nifty little pub glasses with our logo on it. These are $8. And you can also order those on either Toast Tab. You can order those on either Toast Tab or you can order them on Shopify. So yeah, cider. Personally, I don't go for ciders. I'm more of a beer guy. But if you have a sweet tooth, I would highly recommend cider. I have a couple of friends that don't like beer, and usually they end up loving cider. So if you don't like beer, go for cider.
I like cider. Not that I can drink much of it, but I can taste
You
it,
can
and it
drink-
tastes good.
You can
It does taste good.
non-alcoholic
Um,
cider, or is that still bad for the leg too?
As a lot of
Yeah, apple's terrible for the liver.
Banana.
as a lot of you know, I don't really have that much of a sweet tooth. Cider's kind of like cider's kind of like wine, kind of go on the spectrum of sweet versus dry. This one falls more on the sweet side, maybe like a little bit past the middle.
I don't think I've ever had a dry cider.
A 3.
Oh,
I was like,
what's it called? Far from the tree.
A1.
Unified Press is dry, which we do have also on the menu, toasttab.com/thecastlebeverly.com. I know, 2 for 2. Look at you.
Because I only chime in if I know I'm right.
Yeah,
Like the booze nasty.
like the booze master.
What are you doing?
Far from the Tree also makes a lot of dry ciders, but their ciders are expansive. Like they
They're
make,
also Salem based.
they are also Salem based, which and also we do get them on tap a lot.
I can basically see them from my house.
Yes.
B.
This tastes like a really crisp kind of honey apple. It's so good. We also had the Red Skies, which was a hibiscus cider, which was really good. Also by Storm Along.
D6.
I would highly recommend this cider.
Be free.
Yeah, it just tastes. You're gonna try a little bit.
Little taste.
Don't die.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's fun.
Okay, so Storm Along
What
cider
did you say?
clocks in about 5% ABV, and you can get a pint for 8.5,
Sorry.
$8.50. Oh, you're gonna try some too.
B2.
Yeah, son.
That was a good nice.
Yeah, that was a slurp.
It's
Hold on.
it's a nice. It doesn't even taste like cider more than it tastes like apple juice.
No.
Yeah.
Cause like,
No, you can't taste.
cause
That,
like hard cider, it's
D10.
very sweet.
Yeah.
Very appley and crisp.
Yeah.
So
The
the
only-
orange apple cider, you can really taste the vinegar.
Yeah.
You don't really taste that at all.
No.
exactly. Yeah. No, this tastes like just apple.
B1.
Yeah. And like,
I love G.
there's no way you can overdo it because it fills you up so quickly.
A10.
If you want a nice
No.
warm stomach, I'd highly recommend you get a cider.
F1.
Drink a hot toddy.
Okay.
That too. Hot toddies are good too. But we'll talk about that on. I think we already talked about hot toddies.
Yeah,
We did talk-
You
we
made
did.
You had a whole episode about toddies.
I think we did. Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
I remember because I told Cam to watch it because Cam
G1.
loves hot toddies.
See, I don't remember any of these. Oh.
Cam will be like, I'm having a bad day. I'm gonna drink myself a hot toddy.
So, the last beer of the night
C1.
is the
I like.
Mighty Squirrel Velvet Moon. We have the IPA lever up just because we don't have a Velvet Moon lever
C1.
for Mighty Squirrel.
Yeah, sorry.
So every time I look at it, it confuses me. Their IPA, by the way, is also really good. I believe it's also a hazy IPA. Mighty Squirrel Cloud Candy, which I keep
Yeah.
forgetting
that.
we have in cans.
Yeah.
If you want to buy Mighty Squirrel Cloud Candy to go,
I didn't know
you
cloud
can.
candy was Mighty Squirrel.
Yeah, Cloud Candy's
I
Mighty
didn't realize
Squirrel.
that.
Wow.
Because that would have been
Um,
a 2-1.
That one goes really good with a burger.
Oh.
So I would highly recommend that. But this is their stout.
B1.
Like a plane with like the banner.
Yeah.
I2.
Peter said Steve is a hot toddy. Thanks, Peter.
It's true. Hi, Peter.
You're also a hot
We
toddy.
miss you.
You're a
B4.
you're a margarita. I don't know. I can't make drink
Tall
jokes.
glass of whiskey.
You're yeah. You just warmed me up, Peter. You're a tall glass of whiskey. So we're gonna talk about stouts now. We're gonna pull the book out again. Because stouts are something I really don't know about. I keep thinking when you think of stout, you normally think of Guinness.
A9.
And where is it? Jesus. When you think of stouts, you usually think of Guinness, and because it has that high coffee flavor, I keep thinking it's made with coffee. But apparently I'm wrong about that. It's a warm fermented beer, so there's no cold fermentation. Usually beers are fermented cold. Stouts are fermented warm.
I'm positive.
Deep browns and blacks. I'm trying to figure out where that comes from.
F.
The character is often dark chocolate or coffee, so a lot of people think that it's made with that. Sometimes it is. Sometimes you will get a coffee stout or a chocolate stout.
Dude, I gotta get that synthetic liver from Cyberpunk.
Yeah, right.
B7.
These have a lot of hops in it, just like an IPA. However, those hops are usually roasted, which is what gives it its dark color. Aha! I can do
School.
things. School.
Professor Blake. Or Steve.
Professor.
Professor
You
Steve.
just morph into me.
You've been schooled.
That would be a
It's
fun-
really short.
That'd be a fun episode.
I mean,
Oh no!
Little
I'm turning into Blake. Help!
You've been schooled, kid.
So, where were we?
That's just Steve's
I really hope that Peter's comment being posted on the board is like the thing for the stream. That'd be really funny. All right, so if you want to buy this stout, the Mighty Squirrel Velvet Moon clocks in at 7% ABV, so almost as high as the Clown Shoes. I believe it's an Imperial Stout, which is,
very high for
yes.
normally beers tend to be around 5 to 6.
Yes.
Anything more than that tends to be 5, but they can get up to
They can get up to
12.
Yes.
no.
Before it's a malt. No, higher than like 10 is like a malt beverage, right?
Technically, yes, but there is a beer, and yes, it's a beer that's 50% ABV.
No.
It has.
What?
Yes.
I can buy it.
I don't know where. I don't know.
6.
All I know is it holds the Guinness World Record.
All right. I think. All right.
The highest ABV beer that I've ever had was, and that was also a stout. It
But
was
that's a malt beer, right?
nope, that was just a beer.
B.
Bourbon County makes, and they make an amazing IPA. They make an amazing stout, which
C9.
usually if a beer makes a really good IPA, they will end up making a really good stout just because of the hops present. So yeah,
8.
I believe this is an Imperial Stout, which I don't really know the difference. I just know
No.
it's very like stouty. So
B10.
if you've never had the Bourbon
Found
County
it.
Stout, I
Found
mentioned
your
this to one of
little
our
marker.
customers before. If you've never had the Bourbon County Stout, I would recommend you try this one first because it has the same flavor profile.
No.
But the Bourbon County Stout has a lot more
I didn't
bite,
need to, but it's no, not too much.
which maybe sometime I'll come here with the Bourbon County Stout and I'll show you what I'm talking about. It's a stout that's aged in bourbon barrels and it is delicious.
An imperial stout is just a stout from a specific place.
Oh, where? Do you know?
England.
Baltics?
A8.
Oh, the ball. Okay, so this is not an Imperial Stout.
You
I was wrong. I thought it just meant more stouty. Maybe it's an
Extra
or
stout.
maybe it's like an Imperial style stout. I don't know. But I'm gonna try it because I haven't tried it in a while.
D10.
Oh my god, that one's really good too. It just tastes like dark chocolate, like really dark coffee chocolate,
Yeah, I'm just thinking.
Um,
I just heard that.
and that's just because of the
Dark
roasted
chocolate.
hops. What they do is they kind of roast the hops and then they ferment it. They warm ferment it, and that's what gives it the dark color. Guinness is probably the world's most famous stout. It's not the only stout, obviously. So
We should do an episode on famous beers and explain how
how
they're
they
not the best.
Guinness is really good.
Well, yes, but like I'm thinking more like PBR,
I know, sorry.
PBR's
No, you're good.
good.
Well,
not as good as many other
Yeah.
that type of beer,
A4.
or like Bud Light.
No.
Well, Bud Light's good for if you have to drink a light beer for medical reasons,
Yeah.
or like
Did you say J1?
I did.
my
J1.
cousin's friend who dropped like 1,000 calories a day by switching to Bud Light.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
There a lot of breweries are actually starting to make craft light beers,
No.
which I kind of want to try those. I've never been into light beers just because I don't really like the flavor. They, in my opinion,
They're too light.
too light.
D2.
But if you like light beers, obviously drink light beers. So I'm gonna, like we do at the end of every episode, I'm going to go from my favorite to my least favorite.
H9.
H9.
And just because it's my least favorite doesn't mean I don't like it. It's just if these were placed in front of me and I tried all of them blindly, this is just what I would pick.
Also, not everybody's Steve.
No.
And also, not everybody's.
Hashtag not everybody.
I'm gonna type that in the comments. Hashtag not
No.
everybody
C8.
is
No,
Steve.
not good. Sorry.
Posted.
I'm so sorry. I got distracted.
Okay, so Like I said, at the end of every episode, I'm just gonna arrange them in the way that's from my favorite to my least favorite. And again, just because it's my least favorite doesn't mean it's bad. It just means it's not my preferred beer. So.
So sorry.
I don't want to rearrange these. I know this is the notch. So Gentilly, I'll put them right here. Gentilly, Velvet Moon, which I'm actually going to put those right next to each other. Those are tied. Oh. And then we'll do the Clown Shoes, the double IPA. The Oktoberfest, the Notch, and then the Storm Along.
Yeah, it was fun.
Good.
So the myth.
Yes.
Oh, text, yeah, text.
No.
I believe it's all
Is it
around.
the 574?
Yeah.
I just didn't even.
Is it true that
read
Stone's
right.
made with the blood of an Irishman? Is
No
that
reason.
true?
'Cause it was distracting.
You know, if it was, it probably wouldn't taste very good.
Irony. Metallic.
Yeah,
Get some iron.
You too.
Have a good one.
See you next week.
Right, well, yeah.
All right. So I'm putting the Gentilly and the Velvet Moon tied. Usually, if I'm not in the mood for a stout, I'm in the mood for an IPA. So I put the Clown Shoes next to that, which is the double IPA that we tried. Whenever I'm at a restaurant, and if they have it, I get boon sauce, which
Lord
Isn't that crazy? Like, you said
Lord Hobo
it
does
was
make the beer.
D8, and I just heard 8.
Doom
and I was
sauce.
like,
I always recommend it to everybody.
I was so excited.
It's a black double IPA, so it's everything is just charred and then fermented.
That was actually like my Christmas present from Casey.
The
And she was
boot
like,
sauce.
what would Steve like to drink for a beer? And I was like, Doom sauce. And so then that's what I got from her.
Was it Doom sauce or boom sauce?
I think it was Boom sauce actually.
Yeah, you got boom sauce.
Like, yeah,
This liquor store up here has Doom sauce.
yeah, I know the owner.
It's
I
good to know.
actually got them to
Right,
start
Ryan, do with peanut
carrying
butter.
clown shoes so I could
Got
take
that
them.
one.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So they have clown shoes if you want to buy.
Good to
I
know.
mean, are you getting?
So Gentilly and
Did you share?
I'm gonna put these like side by side like that.
No, I'm okay.
They're touching. They're friends. Gentilly and Velvet Moon are tied. And then Clown Shoes, and then Oktoberfest, and then Notch was really good. It just wasn't my favorite of the night. And then the Stormlord. So now, also at the end of every episode, we do what's called the King's Cup.
Oh.
That's when I take all the cocktails that I've made and I mix them into one cup.
Fit for a kid.
Do this at your own discretion. You don't actually have to do this. Drink responsibly, which is what I like to preach.
No, he's lying.
Order
You do
King's
have to do
Cup
this.
today.
It's required.
Or this will be an easy one for you.
Yeah.
Order the King's Cup today.
Or don't, because this one's not going to be good. I
Also-
can guarantee it.
We also don't have it on the menu.
We should actually be putting that on the menu, because actually, no.
Kevin and Ren, is that okay? Question mark.
Don't say that I don't want to do it.
Okay. So we're gonna mix all the beers. I'm gonna do beers first, taste, and then cider, just because I want to compare. Just because personally, I'm not partial to ciders. By the way, thank you guys again for joining me tonight. I know this was a longer episode than usual.
It's our fault. We were heckling you too much.
That is mostly it.
Steve saw it's too easy to heckle.
Also,
Good
yes,
point.
you're not wrong. Beer is something that I really like, aside from cocktails, when it comes to, you know, when it comes
Peanut
to
butter brownie thing.
when it comes to bar stuff, I really like beer. I'm working on it.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to talk about beer a little bit, just because we do have it here, and the beers that we have at the castle are really good. So I highly recommend you order them. I'm going to talk while I pour. All of these beers are available at toasttab.com/thecastlebeverly.com. And also don't forget to tip your bartender while he tries all. Tom wants to try the.
Do you want a straw?
No, I'm good.
Wait, yeah.
That's okay. We're gonna try just beers first and then cider. It almost fits.
Oh, it's almost perfect.
It's
Yeah.
almost perfect. Okay. So, thank you guys again for joining me. I really appreciate you guys being here. Thank you for letting me talk your ear off. The main reason I'm after I try it with just the beer.
Okay.
Again, the reason why I wanted to do this was because I wanted to show off the beers that we have because we have a really good selection of beer. The taps do rotate as we sell through it. So
If you like something, get it now.
if you like something, get it now. And I will definitely do this again if you guys liked it. I know I did. So, and also eventually I want to try and do beer cocktails because they aren't talked about enough. So
The unsung heroes of the cocktail.
cheers. Yes. All you taste is the stout and like a little bit. It
Yeah,
tastes.
that's a stout.
That's
It's like
it's a coffee flavored black IPA. That's all I can.
yeah. It's a more citrusy, bubbly stout,
Yeah.
and that's it. And it's gonna be the same with this because the stout's just gonna overpower everything.
It's gonna taste like dessert. And again, drink responsibly, guys.
It's not terrible though.
It's really
Like
not.
it's
No, I love black, so that's
it's just the stout. So
well. We're gonna try it with the cider now. That ruined it.
it did it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it is viscous.
Yeah,
Like
No, that's-
mix that with the straw.
that is syrup. We are struggling to do this, at least as much as.
Yeah, that ruined it.
Yeah,
Oh man,
that was a shame. It was good at first, and then I'm not. Again, ciders and beer just don't mix together, unless you like black and tans, which is a cocktail we'll talk about.
in which case you're wrong. But
Hey, nobody's wrong. If you,
Steve's frequently wrong. But
that's true. So thank you guys again for joining me. Thank you for letting me talk your ear off about beer. Again, we have $10 beer flights, 4 beers in these little cups, and we also have beers to go, pints in this cup. We also have these nifty beer glasses for $8 with the Castle logo on it. So yeah, toasttab.com/thecastlebeverly.com. Don't forget to tip your bartender. Venmo at Stephen-Rubin, and have a great night.